It is so nice to be here. I'm Jess. I'm a Canadian. Yes, we walk amongst you undetected. That's what we're doing. I live here now. I moved to America. Just before the last election. That was when I did it. And I moved here with my Muslim wife. Right. I'm just making all the best choices all of the time. America's been fun. We've been marching, and I've been very proud of my signs at the march, which I know is not like the point of the march or anything. I went to a gay march with my wife recently, and my sign said, "Jihad me at hello." So I thought that was cute. I'm Jewish. My wife is Palestinian. Thank you. That's how our families reacted as well. Yeah. It was a very tiny wedding, as you can imagine, very small. It was just me, her, and a UN peacekeeper. That was the whole party. I moved into her place. She didn't want me there. But I moved in anyway. You know how we do. My wife and I have been together a little while, and we decided to spice things up with a little role play. It wasn't a good idea. My wife doesn't have a lot of acting range. She only knows how to be the bitchy version of whatever the character is. You guys see the problem? We did something basic, no big deal. Masseuse client, okay? She was the client, I was a masseuse. She lay down on the bed. I left the room. I got into character. I was Helga from Scandinavia. Obviously, deep tissue specialist, made a mean meatball. I knew my character, right? So I go into the room and I announce myself, and I'm like, "Helga's here, hello," or whatever. And my wife turned around and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I ordered a man." That's not cool. I'm not the coolest person. Don't all argue with me at once. When I was a kid, I once shoplifted a thesaurus. But then I felt so guilty, so remorseful, so repentant, so sorry, so penitent, so contrite. I brought it back, You guys might be surprised to learn this, but I haven't always been a hilarious comedian. I used to be a lawyer. That's a decision I made with my life. And I used to be a war crimes lawyer with the United Nations. Yeah, until I decided it was time to get serious. And here we are, Life is short, right? Sometimes you just got to look yourself in the mirror and say, "Jess, where's this whole being a UN war crimes lawyer thing really going to get you?" Sure, bringing war criminals to justice is a great way to kill time and hang out with your friends, but is there a future in it? Maybe it's time you put your law degree to use, bailing degenerate comics out of minor drug offenses. That was every conversation when I started comedy. It was like, "Jess, I'm having a little bit of a legal issue." Okay. Did you commit a genocide? Because if not, I cannot help you. I did get asked over the years if I had any doubts or regrets going from law to comedy, and I definitely did for a little while, until I found out that a woman I used to work with married George frickin' Clooney. And I was like, woo, really dodged a bullet there, you know what I mean? Got out right in time. That was close. George Clooney? Gross. Every night? No, thank you. No. Not for me, no. And all that fame, too? Just like that? In an instant? No, I prefer to earn it normally 18 people at a time in the basement of a bar as a stand-up comedian. That's... I don't always like to bring up my former career. I did have a woman heckle me once. She yelled, "You should have stuck to law." Yeah, I know. I was like, "You don't know how bad at law I was, lady." I really showed her. Thank you guys so much. I'm Jess Solomon.
is available now on iTunes. On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.